Hey, this is Pastor Laf. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get into the Word. We're in Psalm chapter 14. A lot of tidbits in here, but let's get started. Psalm chapter 14, verse 1. The Lord has said in his heart, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any who understand, who seek God. They have all turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There is none who does good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and do not call upon the Lord? There they are in great fear. For God is with the generation of the righteous. You shame the counsel of the poor, but the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. When the Lord brings back the captivity of his people, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. Let's get started on this and take a look at this. This is actually very, very good. Fool has said in his heart, we've heard it joked about that we need to make April 1st National Atheist Day, because we call it April Fool's Day. And really, if you don't believe there's a God that exists, you truly are a fool. That's what the Bible says. The fool said in his heart that there is no God. You have to actually not even be using your head to believe that we are not created by a creator. We look at a nice chair and we wonder who made it. We look at a nice table, we think who made it. We look at a nice sofa or any furniture, we wonder who made it. We look at a nice structure, a building with glass and windows, we always ask who made it, or who was the architecture, or who built it. Look at a home and man, who built that? Can I get the architectural plans? Everything that we look at, we automatically think, man, who made that? That's really nice. But anything in nature, and in all of its complex design, we look at it and think, oh, it just happened. How much more complex is a tree than a building that we make trees out of, or a building that we make from trees? We are such a funny people. We like to, and really, we don't want to believe there's a God, because if there's a God, then what that means is we have to be obedient to a God. And we might have a God who wants us to do certain things, and we might not be willing to. So as long as there's no God, there's no one to answer to. We only answer to ourselves. And that is the key right there. I want to answer to myself and to no one else. I want to do what I like, when I like it, the way I want to do it. And so there's no God. Because we don't see him, he doesn't exist. How many of you have seen Van Gogh? He's dead. But we saw his paintings. Well, does that mean that he ever actually lived? Okay, maybe that would be poor logic to you, but there are lots of things we don't see that we believe. We don't see everyone who made everything, but we believe they made it. Why? Because we say, well, obviously, he had to exist. Look at the paintings. Van Gogh had to exist. Look at the paintings. Michelangelo had to live. The paintings are here. They prove his existence. And so does creation prove God's existence. Because we see it, we might not see him. Of course, he's not dead. He's spirit. The Bible says God is spirit. But we need to realize that it's just a way for us to escape having to answer to anyone higher than ourselves. The fact is, everything that we see, especially the complexity of mankind, the complexity of our DNA and how we're put together. It's funny. If you and I were to go to a robot show, we would look at all these robots and, man, they're moving. Look, they're walking. And look, they use their hands. Or look, they're talking. And we think, man, who made that? When you and I look at a computer, we think, man, who made that? But the human body is more complex and more diverse than anything that man has ever created. And the wisest of men, or at least the wisest ones in their own eyes, claimed that we weren't created. We were just a single cell organism that developed. What an amazing group of fools there are in the world today. Because the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. It exists, and he exists. God is alive today. Rest in that. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you. We'll take apart some of this Psalm chapter 14 later. Do it tomorrow. Get back with you then. Take care. Bye-bye.